I think that every one of us is extraordinary and every one of us has a unique thing, and it's important that we all find that gift.
Maya is basically this larger than life musical that we're putting together with our children. It's proving to the world what kids can achieve given the right opportunity, but it's also trying to understand what an excellent education actually looks like. So Maya goes on a journey where she has to lift 3 curses from the world using the values of courage, compassion and wisdom. She begins to find herself and her true potential. And similarly, all our kids and us, we are on our own journey of understanding our own true potential and finding our inner light.
My favorite thing about Maya is that whoever comes to class can think what he wants to think, can be what he wants to be, can feel what he wants to feel.
Each individual child and person finding their own individual potential, but what that does is help us collectively as a group just shine brighter.
One thing that I like from Maya is our sharing circle.
We start and end every class with what we call a sharing circle, which is just a space for kids to reflect on the past week, reflect on the things they did well, on the things they could do better.
Whatever we share with each other is in that circle, and we trust each other and share everything with each other, and I really like that.
That space creates openness and vulnerability and support and accountability, and the other kids would come up with solutions and say, okay, how can we support you? How can you help yourself? What could you do differently? Here's a plan, go try it, let's see what happens. They know, okay, maybe you struggle, but I'm here to help you and I'm going to help you through that.
I think it is important to share because whatever feelings are inside us, it will just start knocking your mind, and when we share with each other, we feel free.
We consider feedback not as criticism. Feedback is a source in which we all can reach up to a level of excellence so that we all can improve and excel as a group.
And so there's that very conscious accountability for each other's success and well-being. That group of kids is each other's support system. If you can read this whole poem correctly, you'll be speaking English better than 90% of the whole world who speaks English as their first language. Super challenging, but you can do it. So I'm going to give each group 3 words. One group is going to create a song, one group is going to create a dance, and one group is going to create a skit. You're going to explain the meaning of these words to the rest of the class. There has to be a proper story. How does it begin? Who are your characters? How does it end? Is there a message you're giving through the story? Are there values that it's addressing? Is there a global problem that you want to solve through your story? Be as creative as you want. You have 15 minutes, go. An excellent education has to integrate values, mindsets, exposure and access, and academic achievement. And it has to be bigger than you and bigger than the child. It has to be about life, and it has to last beyond your relationship with that particular child.
To enable someone to explore themselves, it's important that we provide them a space. As society, we always keep limitations on each other. We are always trapped in this box where there are rules and impositions and all criticism around us. But if we get out of that box, we'll start finding out what we want, what we like, what are our personal opinions, and what's important that everyone should get a chance to explore, to innovate, to discover themselves.
Our life is all connected to singing, dancing and acting. Singing because every day in our life we face problems. I think we should face that problem and sing whatever we believe in. Whenever we are dancing, we have control on our steps and all. So like that, we can control our actions because actions speak louder than words.
Whether in the form of acting, dancing or singing or painting or writing, it can be anything. But I think we all need some medium through which we can express ourselves, because it's not always possible to speak and express ourselves.
This is a huge generalization, but I feel like Indian society as a whole prescribes things to be done. We almost program our kids to just accept. If we can get this generation of children to actually be thinkers and questioners, we're going to have a different world 50 years from now. So anything we do in class, our kids have to ask why.
As kids, we are always told to do certain things and to think in a certain way. And if we don't ask why, we don't actually get to know what is right and what is wrong, and to create our own personal opinions. So for example, in India, if a family believes that a girl should get married at the age of 18, then everyone has to accept that. But nobody asks why we have to do this and the reason behind things.
So in your groups for 5 minutes, you're first going to list down all the pros and all the cons. And later you can make your own choices about what you believe is right and wrong with regard to makeup and advertising. I want them to say why. I want them to say, oh, but I think this could be better. It is our responsibility to help them think and understand not just what's important for us, but what's important to them. Something deeper and something lasting, something they believe in.
When people start asking why, that is when we will start finding answers to every critical question. Asking why is a way that guides us towards change.
So I think what we have to do just now is equip our kids to succeed in the current system, but understand that it needs changes and to be willing to change it. And if all we do is equip our kids to just join that competition and win in it, there's still going to be other people left behind, though it may not be this subset that we've worked with. It's the small things that we do every day that build that for our kids. It's not a one-time statement, you're important, you're the future, you're going to change things. It's actually giving them the opportunity to begin changing things now. How are you going to spread what you're learning? So have opportunities for yourself and create those, but also spread what you're learning.
I have learned the biggest lesson of my life, and that is to live myself completely for others. What is it that we are taking out of Maya? What is that we are giving to this world? Because living our life is not just about ourselves. Everyone is born in this world because of some intention and some purpose.
One thing that I really love is giving makes me more happier than getting. I want to help people through my knowledge because I always get many things from my parents, and when I give something to someone, that really makes me happy.
Even if in my entire life, if I touch one person's life, or if I pass on something that I have learned through Maya to someone, I think for me touching one life is like changing the entire world. Kids can actually think beyond the adult minds. They have their different world, and in their world there are many undiscovered things, and I think that once they have that opportunity to just speak what they dream of, then we can actually bring something amazing into this world.